Why does the person who forgives the traitor eventually execute themselves? You are the one who stays. When the building is burning, you are the one who listens. When the noise is deafening, you are the one who forgives. Even when the apology never arrives, you absorb the poison. You metabolize the chaos. You are the emotional waste facility for the broken, the toxic, the lost. And because you are soft, because you are endlessly patient, they think you are weak. They think your kindness is a limitless resource, like air or water. They think they can push you, and push you, and push you, and you will always bend. But they do not understand the physics of the spine. They do not understand the mechanics of the break. There is a terrifying truth about the most forgiving people. The people with the highest tolerance for pain are the only ones capable of the absolute end. When a forgiving person is done, they are not angry. They are not vengeful. They are dead, not physically, but emotionally. To the person who pushed them too far, the switch flips, the light goes out, and it never turns back on. This is not a tantrum. This is not a silent treatment. This is a funeral, and nobody attends, because the body is still walking around. But the connection, the empathy, the care, it has been deleted. Why does this happen? Why does the person who gave the most suddenly give nothing? Why is your punishment so permanent? Because it is not a punishment. It is an amputation. Welcome to the watchtower. You think you are simply a nice person. You think you are just patient. But let us look at the biological hardware. Let us open the hood of the machine. You are running a high-level algorithm called pattern recognition. Your brain is a supercomputer of empathy. This is not magic. This is neuroscience. You have an overactive mirror neuron system. When someone else feels pain, you feel it in your own body. Your anterior cingulate cortex lights up, the same area that processes physical injury. So when you forgive someone, you are not just being polite. You are trying to stop the pain, both theirs and yours. You are acting as a biological shock absorber. You take the impact of their dysfunction, so the tribe does not have to. In the ancient world, this made you the healer, the diplomat, the glue that held the village together. You were essential. But in the modern world, this hardware is a liability, because the predators know how to hack it. They know that if they show you a little bit of goodness, just a crumb, your dopamine pathways will light up. You are addicted to the potential of who they could be, not the reality of who they are. You are waiting for the software update that never comes. You forgive them because your brain is trying to resolve the cognitive dissonance, the gap between what you see and what you hope for. You are calculating, constantly. If I just explain it one more time, if I just love them a little harder, they will wake up. They will see me, but they do not see you. They only see a resource, and resources are meant to be consumed. Let us go deeper into the pathology of this consumption. You are not dealing with a peer. You are dealing with a parasite. And a parasite does not have a concept of gratitude. It only has a concept of hunger. This is the dark night of the soul. You have spent years building a castle on a swamp. You have poured your concrete into a black hole. The narcissist, the energy vampire, the Machiavellian, they feed on your forgiveness. They view your second chances as permission slips. Every time you take them back, you are training them. You are teaching them that the cost of betrayal is zero. You are lowering the market value of your soul to zero. And you feel it, do you not? The exhaustion, it is not just in your head. It is in your marrow. It is in your mitochondria. Your adrenal glands are burned out from years of cortisol spikes. Your hippocampus is shrinking from the stress of managing their chaos. You are dying by 1,000 cuts, and you are handing them the knife. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But your suffering is not imaginary. It is a mathematical certainty. You are operating on a deficit. You give 100 units of energy. You receive 5 back, and you tell yourself it is enough. You tell yourself you can sustain this economy, but the math does not lie. Bankruptcy is coming. Emotional bankruptcy. Spiritual insolvency. The rot sets in. You start to lose your memory. You start to lose your words. This is brain fog. This is your system trying to shut down to save the core. You are becoming a husk, a hollow vessel carrying someone else's baggage, and the predator watches you wither, and they do not care. In fact, they are annoyed that you are no longer as useful as you used to be. They will discard you the moment you are empty, unless you discard them first. We must understand the mechanism of your addiction. Why do you stay? Why do you return to the cage? It is not because you are weak. It is because you have been conditioned. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It is the most powerful manipulation tactic in behavioral psychology. Think of a slot machine in a casino. If you pulled the lever and never won, you would walk away in 5 minutes. If you pulled the lever and won every single time, you would get bored. But the machine does not do that. It gives you a win just often enough to keep you playing. It gives you a crumb of hope. This creates a chemical spike in the brain that is stronger than heroin. The person hurting you is the slot machine. They give you days of silence, days of cruelty. Suddenly, a moment of warmth, a text message, a smile, a promise that things will change, and your brain floods with dopamine. You forget the pain. You forget the abuse. You focus only on the win. You think you have finally cracked the code. You think your love has finally fixed them, but it is a lie. The payout is rigged. The house always wins, and you are the gambler who is losing everything. You are betting your sanity. You are betting your future on a game that was designed to bankrupt you. You must understand the sunk cost fallacy. Your brain tells you, I have already invested 5 years. I cannot leave now. I will lose everything I put in. So you invest 5 more years, and then 10. You are throwing good money after bad. You are trying to save a burning house by throwing yourself into the fire. Stop counting the years you have lost. Start counting the years you have left, because they are dwindling, and the predator is stealing them, one day at a time. But then comes the shift, the biological override. This is the pivot. This is the moment the angel dies, and the sovereign is born. There is a specific biological threshold. We call it the break point, or the event horizon. It is the moment your brain realizes that the pattern will never change. The hope dies, and when hope dies, clarity is born. You stop looking at the potential, and you start looking at the data. You look at the spreadsheet of the relationship, and you see only red ink, years of it, and something cold washes over you. It is not anger. Anger is hot. Anger implies attachment. Anger means you still want a reaction. This is different. This is 0 Kelvin. This is the absolute absence of heat. You look at them, and you feel nothing. You do not hate them. You do not love them. You do not even know them. They are just a stranger with a familiar face. They are a glitch in the code that you have finally patched. This scares people. They call it the door slam. They say you are cold. They say you are heartless. How could you just turn it off after all this time? But you did not turn it off. They broke the switch. You gave them 1,000 chances. You gave them every benefit of every doubt. You explained. You cried. You begged. You negotiated. You compromised. You erased yourself to make room for them. And they used up every single electron of your care. Now, the battery is not just empty. It has been removed. The permanent punishment you deliver is not an act of war. It is an act of hygiene. You are cleaning the infection out of the wound. And once the infection is gone, you do not invite it back in. Why would you? You are not punishing them to teach them a lesson. You are not punishing them to get an apology. You are removing them because they are incompatible with your survival. You have moved from the prey mindset to the architect mindset. You are redesigning the building, and there is no room for them in the blueprint. Let us analyze the neurological shift that occurs here. Your prefrontal cortex finally overrides your limbic system. The emotional center of your brain goes quiet. The logical center takes command. You stop asking, "Why are they doing this to me?" Then you start asking, "Why am I allowing this?" This is a dangerous question, because the answer requires you to take responsibility, not for their abuse, but for your own boundaries. You realize that you have been an accomplice in your own suffering. You handed them the keys to the kingdom, and you watched them burn it down. But now you are taking the keys back. This is not cruelty. This is self-preservation. When an animal is caught in a trap, it will chew off its own leg to escape. It understands that losing a limb is better than losing its life. You are chewing off the leg. It is painful. It is bloody, but it is necessary. You are choosing life. You are choosing to survive. And the predator cannot believe it. They thought they had you trapped. They thought you were too weak to run. But they forgot one thing. The most dangerous creature on earth is a mother protecting her child. And in this moment, you are finally becoming the mother to your own inner child. You are picking yourself up, and you are walking away. You need protocols. You need a system to ensure the door stays locked. Because they will not. They will pound on the door. They will send flowers. They will send flying monkeys. They will tell everyone you are the monster. Let them. The lion does not concern himself with the opinion of the sheep. We will deploy 3 specific protocols to secure the perimeter and fortify the void. Protocol 1, the Obsidian wall. This is a mental architecture. You visualize a wall of black volcanic glass between you and them. It is smooth. It is seamless. It is infinite. Nothing can get through it. Not a text message, not a phone call, not a memory. When they speak, the sound hits the glass and slides off. You do not engage. You do not explain why you are leaving. Explanations are for people who listen. If they listened, you would not be leaving. Do not JID. Justify. Argue. Defend. Explain. The Obsidian wall does not speak. It simply exists. It reflects their chaos back onto them. When they try to provoke you, you give them silence. Silence is the loudest sound in the universe. It forces them to sit with their own noise. It creates a vacuum, and they will terrify themselves trying to fill it. You are not ignoring them. You are deleting them. They are a file you have dragged to the trash, and you have emptied the bin. This protocol requires absolute discipline. It is not a game. If you break the wall, if you respond to just one message, you have created a crack in the glass, and they will use that crack to shatter the entire structure. You must be impeccable. You must be relentless. The wall stands, no matter what. Protocol 2, the biological archive. Your brain will try to trick you. It is called euphoric recall. It will show you a highlight reel of the good times, the laughter, the intimacy, the potential. This is a chemical trap. It is your withdrawal symptoms kicking in. You must override this with data. You must build an archive of the facts. Write it down. List every betrayal, every lie, every moment they made you feel small, every time they chose themselves over you, every time you cried yourself to sleep. Keep this list on your phone. Keep it in your pocket. When the nostalgia hits, when the guilt creeps in, read the list. Read the data. Retrain your amygdala to fear the person, not the loss of the person. Remind yourself of the poison. Do not drink from the bottle just because the label looks familiar. The contents are still arsenic. This is not holding a grudge. This is maintaining a safety record. You do not hate fire, but you do not put your hand in it. because you remember the burn. Respect the burn. Your memory is fallible. It wants to heal. It wants to soften the edges. Do not let it. You need the sharp edges. You need the jagged truth, because that truth is your shield. Read the archive every morning. Read it like a scripture, until the chemicals in your brain realign, until the craving for their validation is replaced by the knowledge of their toxicity. Protocol 3. The sovereign state. You must declare independence. You must reoccupy your own territory. For too long, your mind has been an occupied zone. Their voice has been living in your head, critiquing you, guiding you, controlling you. You must evict the squatter. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your space. Reclaim your nervous system. Do things they hated. Listen to music they despised. Go to places they refused to go. Rewrite the map of your life. Overwrite their fingerprints with your own. This is called neuroplasticity. You are physically rewiring the neural pathways that belong to them. You are growing new roads, roads that led only to you. When you are sovereign, you do not need their validation. You do not need their apology. You do not need their closure. You are the closure. The door is shut, and you are holding the key, and you swallow the key. This is the hardest protocol, because it requires you to be alone, and you have been trained to fear solitude. You have been told that being alone means you are unlovable. This is a lie. Solitude is where you meet yourself. Solitude is where the king meets the kingdom. Solitude is where the queen builds the empire, in the silence of your own company. You will hear a voice you have not heard in years, your own, and it will tell you who you really are. Not the victim, not the martyr, but the architect. Let us discuss the aftermath, the fallout. When you execute these protocols, the world will shift. People will leave. Mutual friends will choose sides. Usually the wrong side, because the predator is charming. The predator is a master of the narrative. They will paint you as the villain. They will play the victim perfectly. Let them. Let the fake friends go. They were never yours to begin with. They were just satellites orbiting the chaos. You are clearing the board. You are pruning the dead branches from the tree of your life, so that new growth can begin. This is the winter of your social life. It is cold. It is barren. But underneath the snow, the roots are growing deep. You are building a foundation that cannot be shaken. You are learning the difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. You are becoming rich. You are gathering your resources, your time, your energy, your love, and you are investing them back into the only person who will never leave you, yourself. You will feel a phantom limb for a while. You will reach for the phone. You will look for them in the crowd. This is normal. It is the ghost of the habit. But ghosts cannot hurt you unless you let them in. Do not hold a seance for a dead relationship. Let it stay buried. You are not the bad guy. You are the survivor. You are the one who woke up. The punishment is permanent because the lesson was fatal. You learned that your soul is not a bargaining chip. You learned that your peace is non-minus negotiable. You learned that access to you is a privilege, not a right, and they lost that privilege forever. This is the ultimate power move, to be able to walk away, without a word, without a glance back, and never return. It requires a strength that most people do not possess, but you possess it, because you endured, you absorbed, you forgave, until there was nothing left to forgive. There is only the silence, the beautiful, clean, sovereign silence. You are the rock in the river. The water flows around you, but it does not move you. You are the mountain. The storm rages, but the mountain remains. You are the watcher, and you have seen enough. Close the gate. Lock the tower. This is your evolution. This is your metamorphosis. The caterpillar does not apologize for becoming a butterfly. It simply sheds the skin that no longer fits. It dissolves into the goo, and it rebuilds itself into something that can fly. You are flying now. The air is thin up here. It is cold, but the view is magnificent. You can see the patterns clearly now. You can see the games. You can see the traps, and you will never fall into them again, because you are awake. You have swallowed the red pill. You have exited the matrix of toxic reciprocity. You are free. Walk into the horizon. Do not look back. There is nothing there for you. Only ghosts and dust and the echo of a person you used to be. That person is dead. Long live the sovereign. We are Mind Ministry, and we are watching.